My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Venom The Last Dance. And this is the newest movie in the Sony Force, the Spider Man universe. Well, there's no Spider Man. This franchise is weird and messy, but I enjoy Venom. Venom Let There Be Carnage is a step down, but it's still watchable. Morbius isn't as bad as people say, but it's definitely not good. And Madame Web is as bad as people say. And Venom The Last Dance is getting destroyed by critics. Nobody seems to like it, but this is easily the best Sonyverse movie and the best comic book movie of 2024. I really enjoyed this. I truly did. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And Tom Hardy is the glue that holds this movie together. He is fantastic. He knows exactly what kind of movie this is and just fully embraces it. He is weird and goofy and funny, and he just carries this movie so incredibly well. Chiwetel Ejiofor does a perfectly fine job, but his character is pretty generic. Juno Temple does a perfectly fine job, but her character is pretty generic, and her backstory just sucked. Completely unneeded. Clark Backer does a fine job, but her character just feels generic. Wes Effons is actually quite good here. He brought plenty of personality and sincerity to his character. Alana Yubak does a perfectly fine job. Peggy Lou is a delightful presence. And Andy Serkis as Noel, I did not know who Noel is, and I'll say this, lower your expectations if you want to see him. He's in this movie for maybe 2 minutes. So, yes. So, Tom Hardy is great. I just wish the supporting cast had more to do, or if there was less focus on them. And look, this is a movie you can nitpick to death. If you want to hate this movie, you will hate this movie. The script is a complete disaster. There's one scene on an airplane that should be fun and epic, and it just kind of sucks. There's a plot device called the Codex that doesn't make sense. The more you think about this movie, the more it falls apart. And that is an issue. But the last act of this movie only happens for one reason. And for one reason alone. And the reason things escalate is because Venom wants to dance. And you can either think that is stupid, or you can either think that is delightfully stupid. And I'm on the movie's wavelengths, and I choose delightfully stupid. This movie is dumb, weird, goofy, and just hilarious. It knows exactly what it wants to be, and it just leans into it as much as possible. And it just feels really fresh. It feels like its own thing. And the last act of this movie does get nuts, and I just loved it. Some of the colors in this movie just look stunning. But what I wasn't expecting about this movie is how emotional and heartfelt and sincere it would be. There's a subplot regarding this family, and there are some really nice moments here. And on top of that, you really come to care for Eddie and Venom as characters, and gotta be honest, this movie hit me in the feels. Venom The Last Dance got me to cry. And I just loved how it was willing to go to those places. And like, there's a scene where the song Memory by Maroon 5 is playing, and some people might call it cringe, but I appreciate the sincerity and the love for these characters, and the last 10 minutes just really struck a chord with me. And as much as I had fun with this movie, as much as I laughed, it's the emotion that takes it to the next level. And I see myself going back to this movie quite a bit, to be honest. But I should also say, do not stay for the post-credit scenes. They are a waste of time. So anyways, Venom The Last Dance. The supporting characters kinda suck. The script is a disaster. But I just love what this movie is doing. I love how weird and goofy and funny it is, and it lands those emotional beats. I was surprised at how much I liked this movie by the end, and flaws and all, I'll give Venom The Last Dance a 7.5 out of 10. I find it funny how sometimes people go back to these critically panned movies from decades ago and talk about how campy and how much fun they are, but then movies like Venom The Last Dance and The Meg 2 comes out, and they just get ripped to shreds. I find it ironic, that's all. But Venom The Last Dance, have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos soon, and Gavin